Now then everyone, this is Phil. I thought I'd do a bit of a video about Lipo batteries and charging. So quite a bit to get through and I don't want to go on too much, but I probably will. I've got out one of each battery that I own at the moment. First batteries I got, Florian 4000 milliamp 30C 2S Dean's plugs. First batteries I got for the first cars I got that were 2S. The second one I actually got was an upgrade from that Florian, that's a soft pack 2S. I then went on to Florian hard case 5200 milliamp 30C. So same, I've got LED strip lights in this room and it reflects on everything that's got a shiny surface. Another 2S hard pack. I later got these Yumi 4500 60C, still 2S, all got Dean's plugs. 2S HRB 7000 milliamp 55C Dean's plug, hard case. Tell you how many I've got: 8 of those, 4 of those, 4 of those, 8 of those. I've got 8 of these. We're now on to 3S. So that's 5000 milliamp 50C, 3S, still on Dean's. 3S, Yumi, hard case, 6200 milliamp 50C, still on Dean's. Bashing, Gens Ace, 5500 milliamp 50C, 3S, still on Dean's. I've got, did I say 8 of those, 4 of those, 4 of those, 4 of those. They're a Wanfi 5000 milliamp 3S 50C at 60C, sorry, still on Dean's. Then these are the biggest ones I've got: HRB 6S 50C on XT90, and I've got 4 of those. So it's 8, 4 of those is 12, 4 of those 16, 8 of those is 24, 8 of those 32, 4 of those 36, 4 of those is 40, 4 of those is 44, and 4 of those is 48. So that's my collection of batteries. Just one of everything I own, and you'll notice there's no ZOP batteries in there. None. I have, during my RC history, had 10 ZOP batteries, and I don't own any of them now. So we've got a bit of a temperamental gimbal working with us at the moment. So I'm going to use the 6S batteries as part of a demonstration for my... Oh, and there's a new toy, the box underneath the charger. I'm going to do a unique, not an unboxing, but a leaving it in the box. This is a leaving it in the box video. I'm not taking it out. Now there's a change from your normal YouTube content. So what I'm going to do, I just need both hands. I'm going to plug that Lipo in there. Right, the main point, I've shown you one of each of my batteries. When I first started with the 2S, I had that 2S, then those, then went 3, 3, 3, 3, then 6. Now, when I first started, I got myself one of these. That's perfectly fine. Works Dean's. It's got a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 balance output. I've got 2 of those. So I got one, and then when I wanted to charge more than one battery at a time, I bought 2. And then as I got more batteries and more cars, I wanted to charge more batteries, I bought this. And if you know how to use those little blue IMAX B6 chargers, this is basically a quad charger. So it's got 4 outputs. I've left all the cables in. There's 4 Dean's charge cables, 4 balance boards, so you can plug anything from 2 to 6S into that. on the back you've either got a 240 volt mains with a switch or an XT60 power for DC. So AC 240 or DC up to 18 volts. And this is the point of my video tonight. Now I've got one of those, I've got another one there. I've shown you that one that's got all the wires in. It's not connected up to any power, but I wanted to show you the power plugs on the back of it. So there's one, and that is currently connected with a 240 mains, which means the switch works. And if you know how to use one of those IMAX B6s, this is basically 4 of those IMAX B6s in one box. If I can get it to straighten up. So you can see there, it's got 4 6S batteries connected. And it won't, there we go. Lipo balance charge at 5 amp, 22 volt 6S on all 4 channels A, B, C and D. So I've set it ready to start. If I press start on channel A, it will check that the battery's there and start charging. All 4 of these batteries at the moment cell error, we weren't expecting that. Just bear with me one sec. Right, we're back, sorry about that. The balance board wasn't connected properly, so it wasn't detecting a 6 cell battery. Right, so I've started channel A, channel B, next channel C, let's not have any more nonsense, start, and channel D, start. Now what you can see, channel A has been going for a while. They tend to sort of test the current capacity of the battery and what it can get up to before they reach full charging rate. And A is only charging at 2.2, 2.1. B is charging at 2.1. C is charging at 2.1. And D is charging at 2.1. Now they're all 5000 milliamp, and if you know your basics about charging, you assume every battery is 1C. So you charge, if that's 5000 milliamps, which is 5 amps, you charge at 5 amps. And that's what I've asked this charger to do, is charge each channel at 5 amps. But it's charging each channel at 2.1 amps, which is no good. So, not good enough. And this is what I found. This charger was perfect for charging 2S batteries. 4 2S at a time, not a problem. So what I'm going to do, I'll need both hands. So I'm going to put you back on the stand. And I will show you, hopefully, what I'm going to do. Turn off the power, the thing shuts down. Unplug the power lead. So that's the 240 volt mains that we've just been using. Now, if you buy one of these and you use it on 240 volt mains and you think you're getting the best out of it and you're using it as it should be, which is what I thought until I got this. Now this is an 18 volt DC power supply, and what I've done is fitted XT60s. I soldered these and heat shrink these, wrapped them, heat shrinked and soldered connectors to the end of it. So this is a eBay 16 pounds, somewhere around there. And what I can do is plug this into the back of here. So you've seen me pull the AC plug out, and now it's running on the external DC power supply. So that's got a mains 240 coming into it and 2 leads coming out of it from the power supply outputs. I wired all that up and soldered those on. So it's now powered, and the power switch on the back does nothing anymore because that power switch only switches the input from the AC mains. So it's now powered up, and I'm going to go through all the channels again, set battery memory 6S 5 amp, battery memory 6S 5 amp, 6S 5 amp. Then go back to A and ask it start. Oh, it's telling me that B's got a cell error again. Let me just check that. Right, we're back. It seems to be something loose on the balance board. This balance extension that plugs in the side goes in a 6S plug and comes out with the options for 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, and something seems to be loose there. Right, it's now charging again, but you notice channels A and B are now putting out 4.3 amps. C and D are still putting out 2.1. So it still won't charge 6S batteries at 5 amp, and it'll only do 2 of them at 4.3, 2 of them at 2.1. But that's still an improvement over running it on AC mains. So if you're running one of these, I recommend you get one of those, an external DC power supply, and then you'll get a better output from this. But to go even better still, I'll stop all 4. I then bought this, which is a T400 Duo Pro. This one came from Banggood, China. Now you'll see there, it's written on it. If you run this on AC, it's a 200 watt charger. If you run it on DC, it's a 400 watt charger. So if you run this on AC, it still can't charge 2 6S batteries at 5 amps. It will only charge 2 6S batteries at 4.3. So what I'll do, sorry about the mess, this is actually during lockdown, this is where I work. This is work from home station. So what I'm going to do, stick you there so hopefully you can see everything. I will unplug batteries A from there, unplug this one onto here. Okay, and what I'll do, because I've been getting cell error on this one, which is B, I'll use this battery. Move those slightly to the side, and I'll plug in the balance cable and the XT90. Right, so we've now got 2 batteries plugged on the Duo, and what we'll do is ask channel 1 to do Lipo. It should already be set 6S 5 amp start. Channel 2 Lipo 6S, turn that down from 5.2 to 5 and ask it to start. Now channel 1, what it tends to do is go straight up. Look, it's already charging 5.1. So this little charger running again, this can run on AC. I'm not going to lift it or move it because it's charging. There's an AC 240 input on the back, but if you run it on AC, it won't charge these 6S batteries at 5 amp. It will only do 4.3. So that's what it tends to do. The charger seems to come on, blast it with 5 amps straight away, and there's the charge curve, the line that you're watching for. It comes on, it blasts it, I think it's testing that the battery can actually take 5 amps. There must be some electrically wizardry going on. So it checks that it can actually take 5 amps. And then it drops off and then it picks up again. So it's now outputting. You can also choose to monitor the cells of the battery. So it's showing all 6 cells. Go back on that, go to channel 2. Channel 2's done the same thing, blasted it with 5 amps, dropped off and then started again. And if you view the cells of the battery, that I've always found a little bit weird. It's saying 42 for 3.82 and 40% for 3.82, and 3.81 is 38%, but 3.83 is 44. So the numbers don't always tie up, and although there's only 382 there and 381 there, it looks like one cell is down. It will balance them all out by the end. They'll all be equal by the end. So there you go. 5 amp, it's saying current output 5 amp. Input voltage 17.48. That can be adjusted on there. There's a little variable resistor there. And if you turn that, you will turn the voltage output on that. So the other benefit is I've got a red and black coming out wrapped up and powering this charger, and a red and black coming out wrapped up powering this charger. So that one DC power supply is running that and that, whereas they would both need an AC plug, so you've saved one plug running that is powering 2 chargers, and it's powering them better than running them on AC mains individually. So that one's on, it's not doing anything. I have still 2 spare outputs on there. I've got a red and a black not being used. So if I run another supply, I could power that one on the back. I could power that one on XT90 instead of AC mains, and I could run all 3 off that one power supply, and that's more than capable of doing it. So there you go. I can charge two 6S batteries at full power on this little charger. I can't charge 2 6S batteries at full power on this, but that will take any of these 3S batteries and 2S batteries. Alright, now the only other thing, I realise this has already gone on, it's 18 minutes long. Nobody's watching still. If you are, let me know, it'd be appreciated. What I'll show you, this is just another, I'm kind of trying to share information. I've done things, bought things and found things out myself, and wish I'd had help from somebody who could tell me something at the time. I've got a lot of these. All of my batteries are in Lipo safe bags, and I put one of these in every bag, so whichever bag of batteries I take out with me, I've got a battery tester. Now hopefully you understand these, you know how these work. You can plug them onto a battery and they will tell you what power is in the battery. So it's at 22.9 volts, 38% charge. It's at storage, apart from the little bit I've put in while demonstrating this. It will then tell you what the highest voltage cell is, cell 2 with 382 or 3821, and the lowest voltage is 3810, which is cell 1. So the difference between the highest and the lowest is 0.01 or 0.009 flickering. There you go. Now I bought a lot of these and they're about £12–13 each. It's not a lot of money, but it is when you buy 6 of them. So that's just me, I chose to do that. I bought 6 of these. fair enough. So when I decided I needed another one, this is very good. I like it, and it's £12–13. This, I decided to save money, is about £8. And just like with your Lipo batteries, I believe you get what you pay for. Because this one, firstly, there's no backlight. Fair enough, don't need it. 22.95, and it's at 40%. That's not the same as that last one. And it says the difference between the highest and lowest cell is 65.53 volts. Can anybody explain that to me? We've just seen on the other one it's 0.010, and this one says the difference between the highest and lowest cell is 65.53 volts when it's only a 22 volt battery. How can you have a difference of 65.53 volts and it says max to min? So the difference between the maximum and the minimum cell in this battery is 65.53 volts, which is impossible. It says the highest one is 3809 and the lowest is 3808, and the total, back to total, is 2293. So in a 22.93 volt charged battery, it now says it's 0.0001. Well, it's never done that before. It's always given me that garbage reading that I showed you first. Let me unplug it and plug it back in. So it's now 22.92, and there again 65.53 voltage difference. So you go through it, and let's see what it does this time. It's now saying 65.53 again, and it will do that with any battery. 65.53. So that, just to prove it's not because it's 6S, I'll stick on a Gen Z 3S. Come on, line up. There you go. So that battery, it says, is at 49%, 11.55. Now it's worked on that one. The difference is 0.002. 3853 to 3851. Alright, just to prove me wrong. But you did see an example of what I was saying. It was way off. They're good, they're £12. They're not good, they're about 8. Shouldn't have saved me money. Should have bought those. So there's my little lesson. And as I said, there's no ZOP batteries. No ZOP batteries in there at all. I've had 10 of them, and every one of them has gone in the bin. So there you go. RC community, share information, share your knowledge, help each other out, and let's not have any nonsense and drama. Just get on with each other. Take care, enjoy. Sorry about the 23-minute video. Bye.